What's up? Hello and good morning, everybody. I'm having a great day. PC Monk here with another Bitcoin video. And this disclaimer that says the content of this channel is for educational purpose only, and there's no financial advice. Now, if we jump into here, there's two levels that I want to talk to you guys about. The first of all is this price imbalance that we did hit it. Now, in order to go higher, in order for my thesis that I have to that we have to, we want to touch that 29.6. So in order to do that, we first have to regain this level. We first have to just go a little bit higher than this price imbalance that we have here. Although we regained it, but still this is now a big range where there's a lot of liquidity, not a lot of liquidity, but some liquidity lying around here, and it has to be taken. So once we take this, I mean, I don't care, it could crawl up there, but or it could, just jump up there, but I think it's gonna slowly come up here, or at least slowly till here, and then after that we get a surge in price around 28.1, and then we hold it for New York Times, Jesus, New York market. Okay, so right in here, if we hold it around here and around New York market, we're at 28.1, then we probably have a chance to see even higher, see even that 29.6, I would say, or 29.4, somewhere between that range. Excuse me. Yeah, somewhere between that range. And since yesterday we didn't move that much, I really don't have much to add. We should just take a look at the liquidity, how the liquidity lies, and the funding rate. The funding rate is kind of, you know, not that much negative. And Bitcoin's been liquidating a lot a lot of longers. So now, keep in mind, guys, I could refresh this because this is like an hour old, but this gets updated every day, okay? And even if it's not getting updated every day, which we don't know, the update that it gets, the update range that it gets, but nonetheless, you will not notice if somebody closed their position here. You only see the opening liquidations. Okay, um, I'm pretty sure I said this before, and some of you guys already know it, but what that means is, so imagine if I open a short at 27.6, all right? So I open the short at here, so my liquidation would be maybe around 27.8, right? So, but the price goes lower, and I close it, all right, the system will still show me the liquidation of that trader, which is 27.8, but although that dude closed his position until this gets updated. So keep that in mind. This might fool you, but as you guys can see, I took out 10x and 25x leverages, and this is what we have. This is only 50 and 100x. All right, so this is the 100x is only, and this with this is be the 50. So the 50 tells me that around 26.8 we do have some liquidity to grab, and if check here, around 26.8 is 1 billion, so 300 of that 1 billion is for Binance, and the rest of them is on Bybit and OKX. Now, what about to the upside? Obviously, we could see to the upside we have low liquidity, low high leverage liquidity. Now, maybe if I put these two on, we see some difference here, but not that much, right? So to the upside, if we come all the way to 28.9, all right, and that would be 855. And that just tells us that the liquidity to the downside is more, but that doesn't mean that the price has to just fall down because the liquidity there is more. It could build more liquidity before it goes down, or it could just not go down and keep going up and up and up. They're both possible. Now, I'm talking about Bybit 12 hours right here. As you guys can see, there is a little bit of liquidity around 27.9. And some of you guys might say, let's take a look at the 24 hours. 24 hours, there's more liquidity to the downside, obviously, on the 24 hours. Can we just check the 3 days as well? And then, I'll move on to the next exchange. So the 3 days show tells us that there is some more liquidity right now around 28.6. And obviously we could see all these clusters around here. Now let's just take a look at the Bybit, and then I'll call it for the liquidity. And this is Bybit. Bybit has some liquidity here and some liquidity around here. Essentially that 26.9 is a very important level right now. And we could test it, as you guys could see, on the 12 hours. There are again some liquidity around 27.9 or 28.1. As I mentioned, we first have to regain 28.1, and there's some liquidity around 27.3. Now, like I said, guys, don't get fooled by this. All right, we could just literally go up from here. So the most important places that we have to take a look at right now is, first of all, is this 28.1, where there's a little bit of price imbalance still at the above 28.1, which is 28.3. And give me a second. And to the downside, my first place to look is at this area. There's a fair value gap here, and we'll have to see if we can take this or not. If we take this down, and this is on 3 hours, by the way, we'll jump into 1 hour too. If we take this down, then there's obviously this equilibrium where everything is 50-50. We could just consolidate here. We could consolidate above it. And what I mean by above it, we could just hold this 27.3 and consolidate it above it, come back down, consolidate above it, then pick it back up. Losing this 27.3, which is actually an important level, there comes another important level, 27.1 to 26.9, and this is actually a range. Okay, so if this range has been taken down, then I would say we could see a price collapse to 26.3. And well, I think depends. I mean, depends on the liquidity. I don't want to bring it up and keep mentioning it, but I think we're gonna hold that around 26.3. All right. So if you don't hold at 26.3, then you should just say hello to 25.1. Essentially 25.3 to 25.1. This is the range that we have, and this is only if we want to go to the downside. Okay. Let me just put it on the 1 hour. So now we could see a little bit more. Uh, detailed price action right here. So this here that was crawling, like I said, not all of these work, but this was doing one of these patterns. We go up, we go down, we go high. But right now I don't see a high, I only see a crawl up. So that pattern didn't work. And right now, what we see is here is trying to crawl up slowly, making a new, trend. Hopefully, this trend, this yellow trend, is valid, and we're just gonna touch here and then pick it back up. If that happens, then that's really good. Obviously, if you pick it back up from here too, then that shows some bullish sign as well. And we do have to take down. We do have to consolidate around 28.1 for a little bit. A little bit could be 5 minutes, could mean an hour. Depends when we take this out. And if we move here on London session, which is actually open right now, maybe if we move here in another 3 hours and then consolidate here, then push it back down, something like this. I think this could be possible. We could even come to this to the top of this 27.8, retest this area and push it back higher. That's completely possible. Or you could just, come down first and then do this move. All right. And when I say down, I mean hold this trend line. If you don't hold this trend line, then we'll have to see. We'll have to take it level by level. But I'm still rooting for that 29.6, the new extreme that I think is gonna, form at the top, and that would be where I would be very cautious with my positioning, because if we get to that 29.6, we could essentially surge the price up to that 32K. And this just comes without any technical analysis. It's just a hunch, it's just a feeling. And the same with the lower side. If we go to that 26.9 right here, we should be very careful about the next move, because we could essentially hit the discount and just slice through this discount and go to that 26.3. That being said, guys, let's just take a look at the Dixie. And Dixie, right now, yes, the Dixie was doing a very parabolic move. And I was recording. This is actually the fourth recording. I had problems with the recording, and the last one that I wanted to update did not upload. I was just waiting for it like for an hour to upload. I was like, what the hell is going on? I'll just record another one. Um, so I drew this the yellow trend line while I was talking to you guys on my previous recording, which I didn't upload. But right now, what I wanted to say is, so Dixie didn't reach that 107,610, which was my trend line, which is, I think, if we reached to this, we would have gone higher. So we hold it a little bit lower. We created a demand zone right here, and we created a premium right here. And right now we're going lower. Dixie does not show any kind of, to my 2 cents, does not show any kind of recovery right now. It just wants to continue to go lower. If that happens, well, obviously we have to first lose this level around this area. We have to lose this range, which is the origin of the pump. After we lose this, I would say that we probably could see 104 coming into intuition. But for that to happen, obviously we have to see what then New York, I wanted to say New York Times, New York market is about to do. And in New York market right now, yesterday, if I put this on the 4 hour, because I don't want to go into details on the stock market, but as you guys can see right now, it really didn't do much. So essentially, I'll take it back. Let's put it on the 1 hour because I want to talk about the consolidation. So right here, it started to consolidate a little bit right here with these two candles. And finally, this candle break out. We went a little bit higher. Then we essentially retested the previous day close, and then we pushed it back higher, and we wanted to exit this descending wedge, which we did exit this descending wedge right now. So with today, I would say we might want to start like around here and then push it back down, retest this and push it back higher. And keep in mind, obviously the retest could hold anywhere around here. We shouldn't essentially retest the trend line itself. All right, but we'll have to see how the move it is. If the move is very strong, we're definitely not going to retest the trend line to the point. We might hold it around here and then push back higher. That would be the pink line for 20 or yeah, 4200 we would say. And that would be it, guys. That's for the SPX and ES1. ES1, well, essentially, as we take a look at here, ES1 does have a descending wedge as well. I drew the other one on SPX, and this one is a little bit better, I would say. The other one was like this, and we said like, okay, we exited the descending wedge, but this one shows us that we did not. We did exit the descending wedge just by now, and then right now we're coming back to it and probably want to retest the low of it, which is here. We'll see what happens when the market opens, but as long as we push up with the stock market today, I think Bitcoin will follow that and will push up with it. Thank you guys so much, and obviously if you don't push up, now I'll talk to you guys about 26.9 and the rest of it 25.3. Thank you guys for all the support you do, by the way. I always appreciate. I always take a look at the comments. I always all these boosts, likes, and even views. Thank you for donating the most precious thing you have, which is the time you have into my videos, even if it's on 2x. All right, bye bye guys, and see you guys tomorrow. I might actually not record tomorrow if we keep consolidating here, because there's really not much to talk about.